What's up guys, it's Cody here. And today in this video we're going to be talking about an iOS 12 concept on the iPhone 8. So if you guys haven't seen this, this was actually released the beginning of this week by Prince Studio. And this concept just really looks awesome. There are subtle changes and new features. It still looks like iOS. It's not like a complete redesign or anything like that, but it has features that a lot of us as jailbreakers or a lot of us as just plain stock iOS users would really benefit from. So in this video, I wanted to go over all those features that actually look a lot like some jailbreak tweaks that we've had very recently, as well as well in the past. So let's go ahead and take a look at this and check out exactly what iOS 12 could be. And the really cool thing about this is that it's all on the iPhone 8. So first, let's take a look at the lock screen. So you can see here that it just looks a whole lot cleaner, a whole lot more minimalistic, especially with that virtual home button we see right down there at the bottom. So we don't have that massive chin that we usually have, you know, like on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, but here it just looks really sleek and really clean. So with the edge-to-edge display, everything just looks a whole lot more streamlined. Taking a look at the status bar up here at the top, you can see that everything is right in line with the actual earpiece of the phone. So the status bar is really thin, and it's just thin enough for that bezel, and it just looks really good. You also see in that right picture that we actually have unified notification. So basically what that means is that all notifications that come from a specific app are actually clumped together in that specific section. So you can see right here that we have two weather notifications right here that came in at different times. But you can see that it's still within that same notification. It's just separated with that line right there. You also notice in that far left picture that we actually have notifications that can be cleared out one by one or individually. So that's really nice. Or possibly you can even tap that clear button at the very top and clear all the notifications from that specific app. So if you guys have ever jailbroken, this is very reminiscent of a tweak called Priority Hub. Obviously it's different visually, but it has the same type concept. And this is a tweak that I used a lot on my device. It basically grouped all the notifications by application, and then at the very top it would just show the app icon. You tap on the app icon and it shows you all of the notifications from that specific app. So in my opinion, the Priority Hub is actually still has a head up on this unified notification concept, but at the same time, having unified notifications like this would be really awesome. Something I would definitely like to see. Next, let's take a look at the home screen. So once you unlock your device, you can see this right here is the springboard or the home screen of your device. So at the very bottom, you'll see that toolbar that's very reminiscent of an Android, basically. So that far left button is going to allow you to open up the app switcher. That bottom middle button is going to be that virtual home button, and the one to the right is going to be the universal back button. So basically just meaning going back in menus or things like that. You'll see at the very bottom that we have the application. So there's literally just two rows of applications and then the dock. So that space right above that between the clock and the application is going to be places for widgets. So again, this is very reminiscent of Android. I don't think I necessarily like the home screen setup, just because I like to have all those applications right there on my home screen right when I unlock my device, because those ones on the home screen are the ones that I'm going to be using the most often. And having only 12 apps on my home screen probably isn't going to do it for me. And I'm not huge on widgets. I really like how the control center is in iOS. So while this might be cool for some users, having those quick status icons that you can see right there so you can pair your headphones, you can tap on your notifications right here, or you can check the volume. I think this would be really nice to have just basically up in the status bar if you wanted to tap on that and then bring that down. I don't really see why. It just looks a little bit cluttered with those quick status icons right there. But the functionality is still there, and it's something that would probably be pretty cool. So here in this screenshot, we actually have the updated notification center, which to me, this looks a whole lot more like the control center than the notification center. I think pretty much everybody watching this would agree with me. But you can see that they've actually added a dark mode button as well. So the dark mode button would obviously mean, well, we have dark mode in iOS 12. This is something that, of course, everybody wants. I don't know anybody that doesn't want some type of dark mode in iOS, whether it's just for night or literally to have on their device at all times, just to theme your device in a darker tone. And I think this is going to be really cool if this does get implemented in the way that we all think it will be. So dark mode would be really cool, and of course having that toggle in the control center would be something that we would definitely want. Here you can see just the Files app on the left, and then to the right we have our Apple Music and then our settings application right here. So in these three specific applications, everything just looks exactly the same. The only thing that you're getting to look at here is how it would be implemented. So you can see that those rounded corners for all those applications, I think look really, really good. This is again a tweak that I used to download all the time, staple in my jailbroken phone, where basically instead of having those sharp edges, just for the entire display, this wasn't just opening up in applications, it was for the entire display, it would just cut off that corner right there and make a rounded edge, which I think just looks a whole lot cleaner. So that would be something that we would see here in this iOS 12 concept. Again, here we have just a really similar look for the iOS 12 App Store as well. Again, you're just getting to look at what this would look like possibly on an iPhone 8. And just taking a look at all these applications with those rounded edges, everything just looks like it doesn't take over the entire screen. So it feels and it looks like you could literally just swipe the application away if you wanted to close it out. So just having that really rounded edge really gives that card-like feel. Kind of similar to the app switcher to me when you open it up and you can just swipe away those applications to close them out. It just kind of gives me that feel if apps actually did look like this in iOS 12. Now this idea I really like. In terms of UI and how it looks, it's something that I've kind of gotten used to the more that I look at it. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments, just the overall design of the phone app. So everything is square, which is something that's definitely different than what we have right now. Right now, every single number is circular. But the really cool thing about this is you can tap and hold on one of the buttons in the keypad in order to access your favorites. So you would 3D press on the 2. You can see it opens up Mammy or the mom. So you could do this for speed dial for specific contacts. So that's something really nice because honestly, I don't use my favorites app hardly ever, but I think if I could assign my contacts to specific numbers on my keypad, then that would be something I would definitely take advantage of. Now here with the new incoming call design, I am definitely a huge fan of this. I think it looks really clean. I think it looks really good. The color scheme is good with the yellow, green, and red. I think it looks awesome. It takes up the entire screen. It has that picture right there with that shadow in the background. You can see down at the bottom at the edge of the screen that you have the remind me, you have the message, and you have quiet mode. So I would assume that quiet mode is basically just like hitting the power button as you normally do if you get a call and you just kind of want to silence it. So I assume that's what that is. But in my opinion, this looks really good. So this is what it would look like if your phone was, you know, just on your desk, asleep, and then you got a phone call. So it actually looks a little bit different when you open up your application or you're actually like doing something on a phone. So you can see you actually have this new UI when you get a phone call. So over on the right, you can see that we have the name, we have the number, we have all the same options that we get when our phone is asleep. It's all just built into a very tall notification banner that we would normally get just for regular notifications. So in my opinion, definitely really, really cool. I like this. Very similar to a jailbreak tweak that we probably all know and love called Call Bar. Now you'll notice if you go ahead and open that up or you accept the phone call, you'll see over in the left picture that it actually opens up just a banner notification showing that you are on a call, and you can cancel it whenever you want to. You can tap that speaker in order to put it on speakerphone, or you have that drop down for more options that you can tap on. So this would be really cool. Again, a jailbreak tweak called Call Bar does this exact thing. Obviously it doesn't look exactly the same, but it has the same functionality. So definitely something that would be really cool to have stock in iOS. Now, Quick Switcher is something that's been in a lot of different tweaks. I think it's really, really helpful to have. Just being able to maybe swipe over a little bit or press and hold 3D press on the left-hand side to pop out that Quick Switcher in order to open up applications while you're inside an application. I think that would be very, very helpful. I even did a perfect jailbroken setup based on this type of setup. So it was a one-page setup, and you basically would just activate a rocket launcher. I think it was called rocket launcher. I can't remember now. But if you guys know what tweak I'm talking about, let me know in the comments below. I'll try to find the video where I do this entire perfect jailbroken setup, and I'll link it in the description if you guys want to check that out for yourself. But I think just having those quick switcher icons right there and available at all times is something that would be really, really awesome for stock iOS. Lock any application with Touch ID. This is absolutely something that needs to happen very soon with iOS. I don't know why this isn't something that they've already done in stock iOS. I think it's very, very helpful. Once Touch ID came out, There was a tweak called BioProtect. There was actually quite a few applications that did the same functionality, but I think BioProtect was one of my favorites. That basically allowed you to lock any application with Touch ID. So it's doing this exact same thing, and it's something that's very, very helpful and something that people paid, several dollars for just to have on their device. Not only are there people wanting this feature, but there's also people that are willing to pay a few bucks just to get this feature on their device. So definitely something that is needed in the community, and being able to lock down like your Photos app or your banking apps or anything that has personal information that you don't want other people to see, but you sometimes let people use your phone or your kids use your phone, something like that. This is something that people need to have. So here we have the updated app switcher. So it says right here that it has the option of being able to close applications in the background, which would be really nice, and it returns directly back to the home screen, but it's kind of hard to tell exactly how this is all set up unless you literally just swipe to the right like you normally do to go through all your applications, and then swiping all the way to the left is going to give you these options that allow you to clear all, or it looks like compose a new message, which I'm not sure what that means, or you have that home button to go directly back to the home screen, which would be really nice. Another awesome jailbreak tweak and another feature that iOS definitely needs to try to implement is being able to change your camera settings inside the camera. You don't have to go to settings, you don't have to go to settings, camera, all this stuff, all these different steps in order to change how your camera is going to function. I think it should all be right there built in to the camera app, because that makes sense. If you want to do something with the camera and you want to change settings within the camera, you should be able to do that within the camera app. So this again is something that's been in several different tweaks, but again, it would be very, very helpful. So you can see, you can change the frame rate at which you're recording, the resolution at which you're recording, you can lock the camera, you can throw on a grid, you can do all these things right here from just a little pop-up menu on the camera. Guest mode is another jailbreak tweak that we have seen before on our jailbroken devices. So what this would basically do is, like, if somebody asks to see your phone, you'd be like, sure, you can use it. Or if somebody needs to make a call, sure, you can use my phone to make a call, but I'm gonna make you go into guest mode. So what guest mode would do would basically be a separate home screen for your device. So basically what this would allow you to do is allow someone else to use your phone, and they would be limited to the applications that you specify. So it could basically be a separate passcode that you type in on the lock screen in order to get into this guest mode. So you could give, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kids, your wife, whatever, this guest mode that allows you to unlock the phone and use the phone, but it just has limited functionality. So you can see in this picture that it has access to the phone app, it has access to Safari, and it has access to weather. So if you're letting your kid do it, maybe you just have like YouTube Kids on there and a few games, but you don't have like your banking information, anything that they could get into and then screw something up. You don't want them to allow them access into that. So guest mode is definitely something that people could take advantage of in stock iOS. Non-intrusive volume rocker. Are you kidding me, Apple? Dude, what is happening? Why do we still have that incredibly annoying... I don't understand it. I don't understand why you would have a volume head or a volume HUD right there in the middle of the screen where you can't see anything that you're doing when all you want to do is turn up the volume a little bit. So non-intrusive volume rocker, it just shows the volume right up in the top in the status bar. Again, something that we've had on a jailbroken device for a long time. And you also have extended status information. So this could be possibly something that you have on the status bar. You can swipe down on the status bar, and it's going to give you a little bit more information that possibly you could tap on and change your settings, kind of like you would in your control center if you needed to. Now let's take a quick look at dark mode. So dark mode, again, definitely something everybody wants, and there are a lot of good looks in this iOS 12 concept. So you can see right here that we have a completely black settings pane. Everything looks really nice and clean and dark. And in my opinion, it looks better than white at any time of day. You also notice that the notifications are darker. They have that black tone and some transparency in the background that just looks really nice, and that would be on the lock screen. Also here in the App Store, you can see what that looks like. Of course, it's going to look really good with, the neon colors like the neon purple and the neon green with that black background. It's also saying that it could save energy, so possibly 25% longer battery life with dark mode. I don't necessarily think that that's going to happen. It's possible, I guess, but I'm more interested in the UI effects rather than it actually saving battery. But if it saves battery at the same time, I'm cool with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, here's another look at the lock screen with dark mode enabled. So just the notifications and the widgets and all that good stuff right here, just so you can see what that looks like. Another look at the App Store here with dark mode. And here's Apple Music. I mean, if that doesn't look just incredibly, just 1,000 times better than the white app interface for Apple Music, I don't know. I just think that looks so much better. Here's what dark mode could look like in the phone application as well. Again, looks really, really nice. As well as dark panels and dark notification banners. They just look a whole lot better in my opinion. And here's a quick look at what dark mode would look like in the app switcher. Again, with that quick switcher over there on the right-hand side. Now, Print Studio is actually nice enough to provide all the wallpapers as well. So if you guys want to see those or you want to use those on your device that I just showed you in all these screenshots, then I'll be sure to link them all on my Twitter. There'll be a link in the description below. You guys can just click on. It'll take you directly to that tweet and you should be good to go. But I just wanted to show you guys this iOS 12 concept and how cool I think it could be and how cool dark mode could be. Just having that really nice and uniform look with everything just, you know, bending around the display with that dark background. All right, guys, that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you hit that like button. Of course, if you guys want to see any more of my videos, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.